This VR game promises an unforgettable experience. But is it worth playing? Let's dive in and find out. The behemoths in this game are jaw-dropping. These are not your typical video game monsters. They're massive, towering creatures that feel like they've been ripped straight out of a fantasy epic. In VR, their size and power feel even more overwhelming. Each fight with a behemoth is like a boss battle, where you'll need to use everything you've got to take them down. What makes these battles so amazing is how creative they are. Each one gets tougher and more complicated as you go. And figuring out how to defeat these beasts is a big part of the fun. Seeing these monsters up close in VR makes every fight feel like a cinematic event. However, there are some hiccups. Climbing on the behemoths, a key part of the battles, sometimes doesn't work smoothly, which can be frustrating. Plus, audio glitches in one big fight made it less exciting than it should have been. Still, the thrill of these encounters makes up for these small problems. When you're not battling behemoths, you'll face off against human enemies. These fights might sound less exciting, but they're still fun because of how many weapons you can use. You'll come across swords, axes, shields, and bows, and the game lets you fight however you want. Want to smash a shield with an axe? Then finish off an enemy with an arrow? Go for it. You can even throw your sword like a boomerang and call it back to your hand, just like Kratos in God of War. There's also a special ability you get early in the game that makes Wren super strong for a short time. This lets you do things like slice enemies in half, chop off limbs, or even pick them up and throw them. It's a great way to shake things up if you're ever feeling overwhelmed in battle. Behemoth isn't all about fighting. It also has puzzles to solve, and they do a great job of breaking up the action. These puzzles are a bit like the ones you'd see in a Zelda game, though they're usually simpler. The twist is that because it's in VR, you get to solve them with your hands, which makes them feel fresh and engaging. The puzzles aren't so hard that they'll leave you stuck for hours, but they're just tricky enough to keep you thinking. They also help balance out the game's pace so you're not constantly fighting. Getting around in Behemoth is a big part of the adventure too. You have a grappling hook that lets you swing to higher places or zip across long gaps. Combined with your ability to dodge in mid-air and climb walls, it makes exploring the game's world a lot of fun. As you progress, you'll unlock upgrades for the grappling hook that let you do even more cool moves. These platforming sections are a nice change of pace and add a layer of excitement to the exploration. Sometimes, you'll find hidden areas with tougher challenges or better rewards if you're willing to look around. The game is about 10 hours long if you stick to the main story, but there's more to explore if you want to dig deeper. Off the beaten path areas often have extra puzzles or platforming challenges that can reward you with upgrades and gear. The pacing feels just right. New abilities and tools are introduced at a steady rate, keeping the experience fresh from start to finish. Behemoth is a thrilling VR adventure that brings together epic monster battles, creative puzzles, and exciting combat. The behemoths are the big draw, and they don't disappoint. Even though there are a few technical hiccups, like climbing glitches and occasional audio issues, the game is still an incredible experience overall. If you're looking for a game that feels like a true VR adventure with action, puzzles, and jaw-dropping moments, Behemoth is worth checking out. Just be prepared for a few rough edges along the way. The highs of battling these massive monsters and exploring the world make it a game that's hard to forget. If you're looking for something different after exploring Behemoth, check out Metro Awakening. It's a completely unique experience with its own exciting twists and turns. Click the link to watch and see what this game has to offer. You won't regret it.